everyone.
Good morning.
I'd like to remind everyone to please make sure that all cell phones are turned to the off or vibrate position. Also, please be advised, our city council meetings are broadcast on television on Comcast Channel 99 and rebroadcast on WMGJ Radio. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles.
Here.
Councilman Williams.
Here.
Worthy.
Here.
Eccles.
Here.
Billingsley.
Here.
Cannon.
Here.
And Reed.
Here.
We have a quorum present and our meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Keith Williamson to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for another day, Lord. We thank you for the blessings of life, Lord. We just pray that we honor and glorify you with all that we say and do here, Father. Just pray your blessings on this city, the administration and council, Lord. Fill us with your wisdom, your guidance, your knowledge, and discernment in all things. We give you thanks in advance. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and city council meeting held on July 2nd.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
The chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the week of June 29th through July 5th.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
Proclamations, Mayor. Unfinished business, we have none today. This is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of a resolution ordering abatement of nuisance on property at 1215 Jupiter Street in District 5. Mary Frances Parker being the last known owner. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor?
Mr. President, I'm Brian Harbison with the Building Department. We started this case in January of this year. There have been no improvements. There are no permits to improve, and we're asking today for a resolution to abate the nuisance. Thank you.
What is the pleasure of the council?
On recommendation of the building department, I move that we abate the nuisance.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution assessing nuisance abatement lien for demolition on property located at 510 Pioneer Street in District 1. Gilbert Hardy, Zelma Humphrey, and heirs of Jessie Mae Hardy, James H. Lett, and Robert Lett as heirs of Eliza D. Lett being the last known owners. The amount is $3,966.40. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution assessing nuisance abatement lien for demolition on property located at 1210 Stroud Avenue in District 2. Juanita Horton, David L. Williams, and the estate of David C. Williams being the last known owners. The amount is $2,966.40. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution assessing nuisance abatement liens for demolition on property located at 101 North 4th Street in District 2. Billy Hill, LLC, and agent Carl Weaver being the last known owners. The amount is $2,241.40. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move that we adopt the resolution.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution assessing nuisance abatement lien for demolition on property located at 122 East Walnut Street in District 4. Tuscaloosa LLC, subject to that certain mortgage in favor of Mutual Savings Credit Union to Tuscaloosa LLC being the last known owners. The amount is $2,591.40. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved. Second.
Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is a resolution assessing nuisance abatement lien for demolition on property located at 9 Marston Avenue in District 6, the state of Alabama, and certain rights of redemption of Federal National Mortgage Association being the last known owners. The amount is $3,291.40. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to this resolution? Does anyone wish to speak in favor? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
All right, so our next 9 public hearings are all related to grass cutting. So if there's no objections, I'm gonna ask that we consider these all at once. So items 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20 through 23 are all grass cutting resolutions or public hearings. And I'll read the addresses here. Item number 15 is located at 316 Albany Avenue in District 1. Again, these are all for grass cutting. The amount of the assessment is $196. Item number 16 is at 414 Allen Street in District 1. The amount assessed is $136. Item number 17 is located at 208 North 4th Street in District 2. The amount assessed there is $196. Item number 18 is at 1516 Alabama Avenue in District 3. The amount assessed there is $196. Item number 19 is at 507 South 13th Street in District 5. The amount assessed there is $196. Item number 20 is at 912 Agricola Avenue in District 2. The amount assessed there is $136. Item number 21 is at 515 Abercrombie Street in District 3. The amount assessed there is $136. Item number 22 is at 606 North 11th Street in District 3. The amount assessed there is $195. And finally, Item number 23 is at 1719 Airport Boulevard in District 5, and the amount assessed there is $196. Is there anyone who would like to speak in opposition to any of these resolutions? If you would. If you would, come to the microphone, give your name and address, and then the address of the property that you're speaking about.
My name is Shanester Watson. The address is 1516 Alabama Avenue.
Okay. Is that the address of the property you're speaking about?
Yes, I'm number 18.
Okay, all right.
I'm here because I received this letter from the city last year, and it's stating that you cut my grass May 18 and July 10. My grass was never cut. What they did, they cut my garlic. I brought pictures. I'm on a corner lot. The garlic was growing on the corner lot. They came across the garlic and cut it and cut my, I got a chain rope that run across my property, cut that down too. So July the 17th, I had my neighbors start cutting my grass. He always texts me, tell me, I cut your grass. So this year, I had him to put a rope around my garlic. This is how tall garlic grow. So apparently they thought this was grass. They went across and cut it last year. So this year, this is what it looked like with the rope around it. So what I'm here for was never done. And you can see around my yard where the grass was already cut when they went across to cut the garlic. I'm on a corner lot, so just come off the street, right across my property, and cut the garlic.
Okay,
That's it.
all right. Thank you.
I'm Carolyn Bliss on the number 17. It says you cut my grass. The letter you sent me has 208 North 4th Street. My property is at 206 North 4th Street. I keep my property sprayed. There's a lot next to me. It doesn't belong to me. And y'all are cutting that lot and sending me the bill. So I don't feel I should have to pay it. I got a video showing my lot is sprayed right now. It's dead as can be. So somebody needs to look up 204 North 4th Street. That is not my property. 208, it's a doctor's parking lot, is what you sent me.
So what address are they cutting down now?
I own 206.
Okay.
They sent me a bill for cutting 208, which is a doctor's concrete parking lot. The lot next to me is 204. The lady that owns it used to be named Phyllis Lurks, I think. See if y'all sent her a letter, but that is not my lot.
Okay. How many times have they come out there and cut that other lot?
I have no idea, the other
Yeah.
lot. I have no idea. I wonder if y'all have ever even sent her a letter.
Okay. Okay, and this is the first time you've received correspondence from the city regarding grass cutting?
I did a couple of times, and I talked to someone a couple of years ago and told him, you know, you're not sending me a bill for my lot. This is somebody else's lot. But this I think is from last year. I don't know when it's from. From last year, I guess, because they haven't cut it this year because it's been sprayed.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
What do I do?
I'm sorry?
What do I do after?
You've done, at this point, after this, these ordinance, or I'm sorry, these resolutions will be addressed today.
Okay.
And then if there's any action for you to be for you to take, just get with the building department and
Thank you.
they'll walk you through it. Okay. All right, for those two items, item number 17 and number 18, is there anyone else who wishes to speak in opposition? All right, and for any of these, is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor? Okay. So again, since we brought these all up at once,
I'm gonna ask we take this one off, 18, before we vote on
I'd
table
like
it.
to ask, Mr. President, that we omit number 17 and 18.
I would agree.
And I'd like to stress again that when we cut these lots, we need to make pictures of these lots being cut, so we know that we've cut them and we're cutting the right lots. We just, looks like to me, we're just out there, we don't really, we're sending people bills for this one right here, and this lady says it's not her lot, she has a mistake on our part. And Miss Watson there at 1516 Alabama Street, she probably would have a claim against her stuff that they cut, you know, that didn't need to be cut, so she could probably be compensated by the city if you'd get with somebody for that, because we had to do that before.
all right, so what we'll do is we'll address these items separately. The first request for a motion will be to address items 15 to
16.
Yeah, we'll entertain a motion to adopt 15, 16, 19, and 19 through 23. So
So
again,
moved.
Second.
all right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt all 7 resolutions, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt all 7.
All right, so now I'll entertain a motion to table for 30 days, items 17 to 18, 17 and 18.
So moved.
Second.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to table items number 17 and 18 for 30 days, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to table both resolutions for 30 days.
All right. And for the folks that spoke, if nothing else, this additional time gives us an opportunity to walk through what actually happened versus what should have happened. So again, I would encourage you to please start with the building department. And if they're not the department that can help you best at this point, they'll get you steered in the right direction. Is that fair, Mr. Harbison? He's asleep over there.
He's right.
No, he's right. Mr. Harbison.
Is it fair to refer these folks to you for direction and?
Yeah, that's fine. We'll go through, make sure that we identify the correct problem, which we have records, that be able to indicate that. And then as far as the actual cutting, we would just have to, recommend that they make contact with Public Works.
Yeah, I mean, again, the ultimate objective being, we want to get it right. I don't think we're so interested in assessing blame as we are to make sure that we get it right, okay? We do appreciate those folks for coming up.
Could I say something? After you go through that, instead of having her contact Public Works, why don't you contact them, because she'll have to sort of like start all over again. They can tell you what they cut, I'm sure, okay? Just, you know what I'm saying? Make it simpler. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. All right, new business. Is there any new business? Department reports, committees, boards? Heath.
Take a minute just to update everybody on a brief summary on project updates, some of our larger projects that we've got in construction. Right now, the venue at Coosa Landing, everything is progressing well. Construction is currently scheduled to be complete by mid-August. East Gadsden Community Center, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes administrative type work going on, but we should also see the main foundations poured within about 2 weeks. We're still working with the contractor to update the overall schedule, but expect the new building to be complete by early spring. And then, of course, the demolition of the existing building, the parking lot, et cetera, will go right in conjunction with that. The municipal complex by the Boys and Girls Club, construction has begun on that one as well. The demolition inside is just about complete, and it's currently on schedule to be completed within the 3 months allotted for that project. The Kiwanis Pavilion, construction of the pavilion portion is scheduled to be complete by the end of this month. We'll then immediately begin the parking extension in front of the pavilion under a separate contract. And then finally, Marana Park, construction is progressing well. Playground equipment is scheduled to be installed early August with the full park likely completed by early fall. So, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
All right, any questions for Heath?
Did you explain the paving?
Depends on which portion. I have not, the South 11th Street.
South
We've
11th
got the
Street.
two main South 11th projects that were awarded last week. The one section from, in conjunction with several other projects, but I guess narrowing it down, the South 11th stretch from Randall to Forest, that one, as well as the project that had the 4 roads that includes the South 11th stretch from Central Avenue up to Walnut Park. Those are both in contract execution stage. So that contractor is getting his insurance, his bonds, and everything that we require to get that one started. I've talked with both of them. We said we will not hold you up as soon as you get your insurance and bonds to prepare to take off, and they are. I would expect a contractor on the ground with his equipment within a month and a half, pending no changes, and generally there's not anything to be concerned with the insurance and bonds. We just have to make sure it's in place. The other two portions of South 11th, the stretch in front of the school, is the Department of Transportation project, are funded through them. They actually fund 80% of that project, as well as the stretch from Black Creek Parkway up to the new bridge at Black Creek. They also fund that portion of that project, so that goes through a little bit different process. Right now, the stretch in front of the school is scheduled to be opened, a bid letting scheduled to be opened at the end of August. And the other stretch will have some additional work that has to take place. It's going to be a little further back. Right now, we've got it about early next year, early 19 with a bid opening. So pending changes, we'll update you as we get them. But right now, that's where that lies. The main, we're actually wrapping up our general street resurfacing project that's been going on for some time. We're preparing the next one. And so just be mindful, a lot of work going on. I know there's pain with progress, delays, et cetera. Just bear with us. We'll get it done as quick as we can.
Thank you.
Yeah, Heath, could you kind of let us know about Scenic Drive, the K&G portion?
Yes, sir. The section that's included in the 4 roadways, it was South 11th Street, Brook Avenue, Hooks Lake Road, and then Scenic Drive. The section with, we'll say tar and gravel, or it's actually just a surface treatment. That section will get hot mix asphalt. That was in the portion that was awarded last week. So once that contractor, I believe he'll start on the South 11th stretch from Central Avenue up to Walnut Park, and then he'll make his way through the city within that project. He'll get that one done as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Heath. All right. Remarks by the mayor and council. Mayor?
Yes, I got a couple of remarks on some really good news. I'm passing out a handout there. This is from Real-Time News, AL.com. So the headline is Alabama City 12th best place in the nation to find a job. If you're looking for work, you might want to head to Tuscaloosa. Business Insider used data from career site Zappia to determine the 100 best metro areas in the U.S. for wage growth and low unemployment. The rankings were based on wage change, unemployment rate change, and current jobless rate. San Jose, California came in at number 1 for job seekers, followed by San Luis Obispo, California, and Odessa, Texas. Coming in at number 12 out of 386 metropolitan areas nationwide was Tuscaloosa. The home of Alabama's flagship university boasts an unemployment rate of 3.2% with an annual mean or average wage of $41,120. Huntsville made the top 25, coming in at 23. Other Alabama cities on the list were Decatur at 33, Gadsden at 40, Daphne Fairhope at 86, and Birmingham Hoover at 91. These, you can see the full list of 100 top places for jobs. We already have between 400 and 600 jobs open in Etowah County now, approximately. And that's why we need people to work. We need the younger kids coming along to get into career tech. or some kind of, something they can get a job in. There's all kind of options out there. And also, 2006 to 12, we were in the top. I don't have the exact numbers with me now, but we were also rated in the top on economic development and jobs and places to find a work. So thought y'all might want to hear that.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. I think it's important, you may recall that we talked often about what's happening in the Tuscaloosa area as it relates to Mercedes-Benz and much of the expansion. They're constructing or have almost completed construction on a new paint line facility, and they've also launched a new battery operation there in Tuscaloosa. And that's fine, and it's obviously means job creation and expansion for Mercedes on their main campus, but that also results in an impact to the local communities and the counties surrounding that area, the five or six counties that surround it, because suppliers are popping up to support those operations. So it's a huge impact. And that's some of the impact that we're getting. We're right here on the 2059 corridor, and so we're between Mercedes-Benz's plant, Nissan's facilities in both Jackson, Mississippi, and in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, or Franklin, Tennessee. And we're also, that 2020 corridor is also runs right through Lincoln, where the Honda facility is located. So, I mean, there's a lot that feeds it, and again, we're 40, the city of Gadsden is 40th out of 386, so, metropolitan area, so I'm very proud of that, and, again, I always like to highlight data. There's a lot of, anecdotal stuff that people like to add, particularly folks that don't understand the data, but it's always important to look at the data, and the data will tell a story. And so this is definitely good news for the city. It's not something that we need to rest on. We need to continue to work to build, because our biggest challenge right now is employers are struggling to find qualified individuals to fill a lot of their open positions. They're really struggling. There's no lack or shortage of able-bodied people to do the work. It's there's a shortage of qualified folks to do the work. So we've got to get to the point as a city and as a community where we're producing enough qualified folks to fill those opportunities. And again, it's not a challenge that just Gadsden has or just Etowah County. I can tell you that right now, I was on the phone this morning with an HR manager in that Tuscaloosa area who's got 400 jobs to fill, and out of about 600 candidates, was only able to find 20 that were qualified, and that was in Tuscaloosa. So everybody's struggling with it. We just got to get our folks qualified and prepared to take those jobs. Okay. Thank you for that, Mayor. Councilwoman Toles.
Yes, I'd just like to thank Public Works and the mayor for this past weekend for the Carver reunion. It was a great time renewing old acquaintances and the part that they played in it, but it was real nice. Got to see old friends and new friends, and so we just like to thank you for what you all have done, and we did have a nice time. Even though in one place it was hot, but we still had a nice time.
Parks and Rec did a lot too.
Parks and Rec, yes.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Toles. Mr. Eccles? No. Councilman Worthy?
Well, I have several. I was a little busy all week. First, we want to say thanks to Bill Avery's band for the 4th of July celebration they had out there. We were able to pay for the stage out of our discretionary fund, which was $400. So we want to thank him. Had a good time on the 4th out there. And then we had like Dr. Toles just said, the Carver reunion. So we had it starting Tuesday night up at Convention Hall. So, and I appreciate them giving me an opportunity to speak at their convention. Then we come on down to First Friday, and also they had a Carver reunion, had their dinner banquet going on, dance going on at the same time. And then you had AC/DC cover band at the amphitheater. So I was running back and forth trying to get it on live Facebook. So I got to see Daybreak twice. Then they also performed that first Saturday. So we had a great time, and I want to thank the city council for providing, I think it was a little over $1,500 to help be able to let them come down and sing and put on a very, very good first Saturday. We had a lot of people there. And also, I want to say thank you to Drake Kirkpatrick, the 21st Kids Foundation. They were able to take 20 kids shopping on Monday. They took them over to Shoe Carnival, bought them shoes, then went to Old Navy, bought them clothes for back to school. And then we want to say thank you to Blackstone. They fed them lunch right after. So, I mean, we had a good week. I like to see people giving back to the community, so we really want to say thank you to him. So, that's all I have. Thanks.
Okay. Councilman Billingsley?
Yes, I'd also like to echo about the Carver reunion. I saw some people from my class that I attended Carver High School, who I guess 55 years ago, and they didn't change a bit, and neither did I.
Good Lord.
That's all I have.
I can't follow that.
Councilman Reed?
That's a low blow. It really is. No, I don't think I can top it.
Well, I will echo that. I got an opportunity to talk to a number. You know, I tried to stay away from the events just to, you know, and this is just me. I try not to, you know, you're gonna get enough of signs and literature and all of that mess during the political season, so I try not to politicize a lot of our events. But those folks had a good time. They were all glad to be here. They were glad to be home, glad to see one another. The constant theme that I saw each time I talked with someone was, you know, I've seen folks I hadn't seen in years, and so that's always great. So I think we're developing a theme in Gadsden. A lot of folks, we produce a lot of awesome talent and good talent here. You know, historically, we've had a lot of good talent get away from us. Good talent move away, but when they come home, they're always ready to call Gadsden home and proud to call Gadsden home. So we definitely appreciate that and enjoyed having everybody in town this weekend. I also want to echo Councilman Worthy's sentiment about Drake Kirkpatrick. If it hasn't been proven by now that young man is serious about giving back to his community, he definitely made that very clear this week. So, but it lends itself to just good raising. He comes from two very outstanding parents, folks I've known for years, and he's a very good man in and of himself. So we continue to wish him the best and thank him for what he gives to his community when he comes home. Do want to remind folks about the free day at the Falls this weekend, July 14th. Shane, I don't know if you want to speak to the particulars, but you did a couple weeks ago.
We do want to invite everyone to come out Saturday. We'll have a brief ribbon cutting opening ceremony at 9 a.m. at the entry pavilion at Nakalula Falls. And the park, as you say, will be free. There will still be charge for miniature golf, for campground, for the gift shop, things like that. But the park itself will be free, and we hope to have some more information on the train in the latter part of this week, and we'll put out an article at that point. So we hope everyone can join us. Then, if best case scenario, we'll have one train operating. So just be patient as we do reopen the park, and that is best case scenario. So we're hopeful for that, and just everyone please be kind to one another when parking and going through lines and such, because if it's anything like the Christmas at Falls or the Halloween Bash, it will be crowded. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Shane. I guess the only other thing that I have before I entertain a motion that we adjourn is that there is we got a little bit of some additional information. Of course, you know, Yeah, I think it's pretty clear, my position on grass cutting. It's just kind of one of those necessary evils. And I have yet to see an elected official make people happy with paving, street paving, and grass cutting. And the reason that you'll never, as an elected official, make people happy with that is because there's not enough money to pave all the streets, and there's not enough equipment to cut all the grass. So, so one of the pieces of information I thought it'd be interesting to share is where we are in terms of the number of city streets versus state-owned properties and, streets. City properties versus state-owned properties and private properties. 60% of the lots that we cut, roughly 60 to 65%, are owned by the state of Alabama. And that's generally money that we may get some back, but for the most part, we're not going to ever see back. So those are resources, and again, so the reason you don't see the medians in the middle of the highways and streets get up to about ankle and waist high is because the city's cutting those and giving priority to those so that our city will look nice to both us and people that drive through. But again, that's all cost and expense that we incur, and we're not unique in that respect. Other cities have to deal with that as well. State of Alabama is getting a sweet deal as it relates to a lot of their properties being maintained by municipalities. But then 35% of them that we're cutting are being maintained by private property, are owned by private property owners. And this is really the sad dynamic. This is people who own property, adults, supposedly responsible adults who own property, who may or may not be paying taxes on it, but who won't cut their grass. And many of them are waiting for the city to get around to cutting their grass and waiting for us to bill them to cut their grass. Now, again, that's notwithstanding some folks who may be, some of the folks that may have presented to us today, but at the end of the day, 35% of those properties that the city is having to maintain are private owned. City owns about 5%. I think the number, the actual number that was thrown out there was about 48 properties. And so I just think that's worth sharing because people should understand that 35% and that 60% continues to grow. It always grows. And, you know, the number of resources don't always grow to keep up with it. So again, we're always interested and helpful in trying to educate people through that process and even trying to help getting those nuisances abated. But at the end of the day, please understand that as we walk through it, and we'll do our best to try to address the grass cutting issues and the paving issues and many of those other issues that we have to address. All right?
One other thing.
Yeah, I just think that, Billy, you really should drop by your church Sunday and have a serious talk.
Councilman Word.
I forgot to announce, we got, Church of the Highland will be having a serve day this Saturday. They have over 1,600 volunteers that'll be throughout the community doing different projects. So I just wanted to, make that announcement.
All right. If there's nothing else, entertain a motion that we adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second. And Bob, I take that